Greetings and welcome to this real conversation about the change you want to see in your life for 2021 and beyond. If you are watching this video, if you felt drawn to this video, or if you were sent this video, you are probably someone who has a pretty decent life for the most part. You might have your struggles, as we all do. You might have your triumphs, as we all do. But for the most part, life is okay, right? Things are going pretty good, or at least certain areas of your life are going really well. But there's always that room for improvement. There's always that room for growth and complete and total fulfillment. So I'm going to try to keep this video at least at 15 minutes or less because as a disclaimer, I do have an offer at the end of this video that I want to share with you. But before I get to that, let me introduce myself. For those of you who don't know me and this is your first time meeting me or watching any of my videos, my name is Tonya Poole and I am a certified coach, a consultant, a teacher of so many things, and author of my book here, The Magic of Self-Love. And a lot of the coaching that I have done and consulting that I've done has been on a one-to-one basis for people, coming to me to achieve certain goals or aspirations in their lives. And then I also do some coaching with clients who are actually seeing someone on a therapeutic level, like their own therapist. But if they have like specific goals that they want to reach, then me as the coach will step in and help them with those particular goals. So I do a lot, but if I had to sum up everything that I do into a nice little sentence, it would be to help people to discover their own personal magic, right? To discover what makes them not just unique, but what gives their uniqueness power. And that's what I do, whether I'm doing it through my book, The Magic of Self-Love, whether I'm coaching clients, consulting, or doing any other kind of work. It is always geared towards helping people to understand their own personal magic. So again, I do want to let you know that, this video is all about unlocking and discovering your own personal magic. But because 2021 is a year, of not wasting time, of seeing the vision and running for it, I do want to, give that disclaimer that at the end of this video, I do have a very, very special offer for those of you who feel worthy enough to, pursue your goals and your dreams on a higher level. Or even if you don't feel that worthiness yet, if you're just ready, right? I do have an offer that I do want to share with you. So, and also if you see me looking down, it's because I have my notes, because I'm determined I'm not going to ramble in this video, right? So oftentimes people do come to me, or I come across people who want inspiration. All of us love to be inspired. All of us love to be motivated. But, honestly, again, I am here for a bigger and more powerful reason than that. 2021 is a big year for us to learn how to take our personal magic and leverage that along with the inspiration and the motivation to create actual manifestation, right? So we're moving from inspiration and motivation into actual manifestation. And so what is your personal magic? What is this thing you keep hearing me say, this personal magic? And I swear I'm not going to ramble, but I am seated on the floor. A lot of times when I am, interestingly enough, sometimes I do sit at a desk, but a lot of times when I'm coaching or talking to people one-on-one, I'm in like what I call like my sacred space. And so I decided to film this video here. And so for those of you who've never watched me before, and you're like, is that girl sitting on the floor? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm coming to you with a very important message from the floor. I'm rooted and grounded, right? But your personal magic, a lot of times people, will come to me and when I'm coaching, they have a goal, they have an aspiration, they have something they're trying to achieve, something they're trying to accomplish, or some change they're trying to make in their life, like something career, something in their body, just, or personal change or business change. I get a wide variety of that. And while having the conversation with them about going from their point A to their point B and the steps to get there, we discover together that yes, they're kind of, for the most part, clear on the outcome that they want. But they're not as clear as to their own personal magic, which is actually the thing that will make the goal manifest, right? And so all of us have goals, all of us have dreams, all of us have aspirations, things we want to do, but we tend to, I don't even want to say neglect our personal magic. Sometimes we don't even know what that is. We don't even know to seek that out, to understand then, or to utilize that then to push forward towards that bigger goal, right? And so the seed that the seed of what most people are trying to become is actually already in them. The seed for what you are trying to become, who you're trying to become, how you're trying to grow, dreams that you have, goals that you have, all of that is already within you, and that is part of your personal magic. Now, let me explain. When I say the word magic, that can be a word that people are like, well, what exactly do you mean by magic? Are we, what are we doing here? But magic in a general term is just the power to create, the power to change, the power to create miracles, the power to elevate, the power to transform, right? And so that your personal magic, that special something that you bring when you enter a room, when you go to work, when you pursue a goal, when you go to the gym and work out, right, is your unique way of showing up and your unique way of sparking change. So when we don't know what our personal magic is, when we don't know what our, I call the personal magic like your secret ingredient that initiates and activates this, like the activating secret ingredient, or the active ingredient that actually does the work, right? That actually makes things happen. And so when we don't know what that is, we also are not clear on what really matters to us either, right? We're not sure what what is the thing that beyond the goal, right? Beyond the thing that we say that we want, we also may not be clear on why we want what we want, because we don't know our personal magic. We don't know our, what really makes us who we are. There's a lot of people who want what you want in general. There's a lot of people, for example, who want money. There's a lot of people who want career change. There's a lot of people who want to be healthier, right? But your motivation behind each one of those things will help to uncover what makes you you and what matters to you most. And when we don't know this, we tend to waste a lot of years like a hamster on a wheel, trying to make things happen, trying to achieve goals, trying to achieve a feeling, because really a goal is the feeling you want to have once you get it, right? So we're trying to pursue a feeling, pursue an experience. And we just can't get there, right? It's just like, why can't I get there? Why can't I get there? It's because there's a misalignment between your personal magic and not fully understanding what matters to you most. So let me give you a really good example of this. I have worked with, I have a client who, when he first came to me, he had some personal goals of creating, generating more income. He was doing pretty good, but he wanted to take it to the next level, right? He wanted to create more structure in his life and discipline in his life, where then that would, manifest in terms of, or result in greater income, which would make him feel, proud. That was ultimately what he was going for, right? And so the more and more we talked and we delved more deeply, we came to understand that not only did he have this goal, but he had a deeper need to feel significant and to make a contribution. Now, those two words, significance and contribution, are very big, right? You can make a, what kind of contribution? Financial contribution, or contribution to society? What kind of significance? Significance to, you know, being important to a club that you're in, or in the city where you live, right? So we delve more deeply, and what mattered most to him was making a significant contribution to his family. That was what was really driving him to create more structure and more discipline, and to increase his income, right? And to really get more focus on like his time management and things like that, right? And so in understanding, you know, coming to that real deeper understanding of what was driving him, what was really motivating him, what mattered to him most, which was his family. It wasn't money. It wasn't even really to be important or to be significant, right? Really getting to that point helped him then to utilize his personal magic and his efforts and his energy towards what actually mattered. Because if not, he would continue to spin his wheels, right, pursuing maybe career goals that offered a lot of finances, but actually pulled him away from the family that he really wanted to sow into in a more meaningful way, right? And so that's just an example of when you really kind of touch in on your personal magic and what matters most, then you actually can flow your energy, your time, and your resources towards that which really matters. A lot of times we have the illusion of thinking that, you know, we're doing all of the right things with all of the best of intentions, or doing all the right things with all of the best intentions creates this illusion that we are being successful. But we're not being successful if we are deviating from our personal magic, which is directly connected to our purpose, and also deviating from what matters most. So a lot of times, you know, and I want you to reflect on this. How many times have you done the right thing with the best of intentions, but you still felt disconnected from what mattered most to you, and your, you know, what makes you you, and what would signify to you a meaningful life, you know, a life that really matters, right? Secondly, another point I want to touch on is the idea of knowing, you know, what to say yes to and what to say no to. When we are purposeful in our personal magic, when we overcome the illusion of doing everything right, but still coming up wrong, right? And when we're clear about what actually matters to us, then we can start saying yes to the things we should say yes to, and no to the things that we should say no to. I want you to reflect on the times when you have said no, when you should have said yes, right? And a lot of times that's connected to some sort of fear. You know, an opportunity comes, a chance comes, and you say no when you really want to say yes, but there's fear there. Or opposite, times when you have said yes when you really should have said no, right? Committing to things, or doing things, or partnering in a way, or, you know, whatever, you know, when you want to say no and you say yes, and in saying yes, you are contradicting and going against your own personal magic, your purpose, and what matters most. And sometimes when we say yes to things we should say no to, and no to things we should say yes to, we end up deviating and getting off course. Like, you know, it could send us off course for many years, right? And that is directly connected to not understanding your personal magic and understanding what matters most, right? So a lot of times also, when we are saying yes when we should say no, and no when we should say yes, it could be because we are feeding the part of our lives that's going really well, and neglecting the parts that actually matter. So for example, if your career is going really well, but what matters to you most is something dealing with family, right? Going back, think back to that, you know, the example I used with making a contribution. And, you know, and there's a disconnect in family. There may be this tendency to then start overcommitting to work and saying yes to every opportunity at work because, hey, that's what's going well. So, you know, but it actually keeps pulling you further away from that which matters most. And so on the surface, you may look successful. You may look like, wow, he's got got it going on, and she's really, doing the thing, and you might be in that one area, but not in the area that would give you more meaning and significance. And again, all of these things, I'm using the example of career and family and what have you, is really about finding that balance between all of them. Because again, if your family matters most to you, I'm sure then earning the income to help take care of them is also very important. But when we, don't properly feed one area and we're overly pouring into another, in hopes of then, the other side, for example, overly pouring into the career, hoping that the family will just understand, is not going to work, and it's not going to give you the result that you are wanting to. The same way that you are pouring all of that energy into your career, for, again, this is just an example, but pouring all of that energy and attention into your career, and getting the rewards for doing so, you've got to do the same thing in your family. You've got to do the same thing in your health. You can't, pour into one and expect the other to be nurtured. It just, it doesn't work that way. Also, sometimes we tend to, we recognize a part of our personal magic or a part of our gifts. And we really pour into that area, but we do it in a way that is not beneficial. So I've worked with, one client in particular comes to mind, but I've worked with several that have this issue where they are very empathetic. They might describe themselves as an empath. They're very emotional, like they tune in on an emotional level, like their emotional intelligence is very, very high, very sensitive. And it's such a beautiful gift because it makes them compassionate. It gives them a strong intuition, right? But then they pour all of that compassion and empathy into people who drain them of their emotional resources, right? And so instead of pouring their emotional resources into people and things and opportunities that will pour back into them, they pour it into dead-end relationships, dead-end jobs, and they just keep doing it over and over and over again because that's their strength. There's their strength, but they have yet to understand how to pour that energy into the vessels that will pour back into them. And we can all think of times in our own personal lives where we have over committed ourselves, over given ourselves, or given the right amount, but to the wrong people. We said yes to the people we should say no to. We say no to the people we should say yes to. Right? And that's painful. That is just a painful experience. And again, just like before, that is one of those things that when you get in the habit of doing that, it could send you on a path of wasting a lot of time, many, many years, and lots of energy, not feeling fulfilled, having success in certain areas of your life and yet still feeling drained and unfulfilled. And then there's this idea of self-care. And I realize I'm over my 15 minutes, but whatever. Y'all still rocking with me. This idea of self-care. In my book, The Magic of Self-Love, I talk about how self-love is a state of being, and self-care is the demonstration, the action of that state of being. Right? So self-love is the state of being. Self-care is the action. It's the demonstration of that state of being. And a lot of times when we talk about or we hear about self-care, we hear about it in terms of, getting enough sleep and, taking, hot showers or bubble baths or getting a massage or getting your hair done or, doing these sorts of things. And that is definitely a form of self-care. But a crucial part of self-care is making choices that are aligned to your personal magic and to your to what matters most to you. Is taking strategic action towards not only your goals, but the overall feeling of success, and however you define success, the overall feelings of success and fulfillment that you desire for your life. right? And so that is self-care. That is caring for yourself, your mind, body, spirit, soul, your purpose is giving self-care towards yourself. When we are aligned to our personal magic, to what matters most, and we start to know what we should say yes to, what we should say no to, then we get very, very clear about the strategic actions that we should take in order to push us closer to the vision for our lives that we have in our minds. You know, we all have a vision that we have for ourselves, or at least a hope and a wish. But once we step into the realm of genuine, powerful, life-changing self-care, we actually begin to more closely align what we see in our minds to, you know, what we see in our outer conditions. And so, you know, when we're clear about our personal magic, what matters most, only then can we make those acts of self-care that make sense to you. So what self-care for me may not be the same kind of self-care that you need, because again, your self-care is very much connected to your own personal magic. So here is the offer. Here is the offer. On February 26th, Unlock Your Magic. Unlock Your Magic, a 90-minute intensive training that I have available is going to debut on February the 26th. It is all about unlocking your personal magic, unlocking your genuine, your unique, your personal magic so that you can move from good to great. You know, there's a saying that the enemy of great is good. The enemy of great is comfort. You know, the enemy of great is, you know, things going all right. So, you know, right. So one of the things I've told clients is that, you know, struggle and really struggling is painful, but being in your comfort zone could mean death. It's like a slow, long death, you know, because you're just good enough in just enough areas to where having overwhelming fulfillment is like, you know, why rock the boat, right? But that's not a way to live. You know, you've come here with a greater purpose, personal magic to change, grow, transform, you know, do so many wonderful things. Why not utilize that? And so the Unlock Your Magic, moving from good to great, this 90-minute intensive session is going to be available on February 26th to finally watch. And it's going to be, it is recorded, and you will be able to watch it. Now, why am I saying that it's an intensive training? Because I was like, I could create a 7-day e-course, a 30-day challenge and all that kind of stuff, but I'm kind of tired of that. And I want to work with people who are tired of just being good, tired of just being okay, are really wanting to move from their good to their great, who are really wanting to make massive changes, massive growth in their life. And so this 90-minute intensive training, you will be able to watch that and learn exactly what you need to do in order to uncover and discover your personal magic, uncover what really matters most, learn what you should say yes to and what you should say no to, and learn how to do it in a way that makes you feel empowered and confident, right? And that's what I will teach you in this 90-minute training. And then the strategic and accountable actions, the self-care, to actually manifesting your magic in real time. You know, really taking what is in your mind, taking what you see and visualize for yourself and manifesting it in real time. This session is like, I keep calling it a session, but it's not a one-on-one session, because I know you may be at a point, some of you may not be ready for one-on-one sessions with a coach, or maybe this is, you've never done that before and you just kind of want to see what that is like. This Unlock Your Magic 90-minute intensive training is exactly that. It's like having a 90-minute coaching, intensive coaching session with me. And so I guide you through the step by step of how to uncover your personal magic. I go more deeply into what it actually is. The steps of understanding what matters to you most, because I can almost guarantee what you think matters to you most, it probably matters, but it's not what matters to you most. And I've seen it time and time again when clients come to me and they will start off like, this is what matters, this is what matters. And as we go deeper, they really uncover what truly matters to them. And then the game changes for them after that. Like they're rocking and rolling at that point. And so I really guide you into understanding what matters to you most, seeing that, feeling that, understanding that, so that then you can map out a plan. And I show you exactly how to map out a plan to take what matters most and build your day-to-day life around that. Build your day-to-day self-care around that. Build your day-to-day strategic action. What should you be doing every single day, every single week, every single month? And when you do this, you will see that this year, this will be one of those years where at least one or two of your major goals, one goals you start every year, like, dear girl, this is going to be the year, man, this is going to be the year I do such and such, and you never actually really do it. This will be the year that you actually really, really do it. And so I work again with people, or people come to me a lot when they want to be inspired and motivated, but I am so far beyond that at this point. I'm dealing with and working with the people who not only want to be inspired and motivated, so just for being inspired and motivated, but so that they can create massive manifestations. Because if you want inspiration and you want motivation, for what? Why? It's got to be so that you can create something, so that you can do something, so that you can have something bigger and greater than where you are at this time. Again, the enemy of great is good. Stop being just good. It's time to be great. And so what is included in this 90-minute session? Well, the first part, again, it deals with really looking at your personal magic, finding out what that is. I guide you through that process and uncovering what really matters most to you. You'll find the areas where you've been settled and had all these hidden little limited beliefs, or where you've kind of gotten comfortable. This is where you'll get that kick in the pants to recognize your personal magic and be pushed forward towards manifesting your deepest desires. In the second segment of the 90 minutes, we will go into how to identify exactly what you need to say yes to and what you need to say no to, and how to do it, again, in a way that makes you feel empowered, and a way that leaves you feeling confident and more fulfilled. Like, yeah, I did that, right? I did that. And then in the third segment is the step-by-step guide to strategic action. Your daily acts of self-care, how to actually schedule what matters, how to prioritize the parts of your life that need to be prioritized, so that when you put your head on the pillow at night, or when you at the end of the week, when you're thinking about the week, you can really look at the week and say, wow, this was a good week. This was a good month. This was a good day. You want to have more moments of that in your life. All right. And so the cost for Unlock Your Magic, this 90-minute intensive session of moving from good to great, is $222. Now, I have a special coupon code for you that you can use at checkout. It is UNLOCK25. That's a capital U, UNLOCK25. And when you put that in by February 24th, you will be able to purchase or get access to the entire Unlock Your Magic 90-minute session, training session, for $25 off. So when you put in that coupon code UNLOCK25, it will take $25 off of this intensive 90-minute session. What you will get in this, just from watching this session, and you will have access to it for at least 30 days to go back, rewind, take notes, hear that again. What did she say? Oh, okay, yeah, that part was empowering. All that stuff that we do, right? You'll have access to that for 30 days. This entire session, this entire 90-minute session, when you do the work, is almost like a condensed version of at least 3 or 4 coaching sessions with me in 90 minutes. And when you do the work, You won't need, you know, a 7-day e-course. And there's nothing wrong with that. I have those and I've taken those. But it will actually give you the energy and the strategic steps, the exact how-tos to make massive changes. I really feel like for many of you who do the work, the next 3 months after that, you will see more growth in the next 3 months than you've seen in the past 3 years of your life. More goals being met, more accomplishments, more just feeling good about life and feeling good about yourself in a way that you've probably never felt before or just haven't felt in a very long time. And it is so worth it. Is that not worth it? In only 90 minutes and for only $222, or if you get in before February 24th, $25 off of that, to have that massive change in your life. You are watching this video because you are someone who's moving beyond just being inspired and trying to take these like skipping necessary steps to advancing or settling in life or getting out of your comfort zone. You are someone who is ready for more. And I made this Unlock Your Magic 90-minute intensive session for those who are really ready for more. If that is you, I invite you to click the link and sign up, get registered, and you will get access to it on February 26th. And it's possible I may debut it again at another time, but why wait? Now's the time. All you have is now, you know, so take advantage of this opportunity right now. You will not regret it. And so that is it. Don't let good steal your great. You know, don't let good be the thief of your greatness. This is your opportunity to really activate your personal magic and to walk in the fulfillment and the manifestations that you've probably been wanting for a very, very long time. This is the time to stop feeding your energy, your time, your money, and things that are not ultimately feeding your personal magic and feeding, you know, your purpose in life. 2021 is the year to move beyond that, right? It's the year to really, really take strategic action towards the life that you desire and towards the greatness that you deserve. So thank you for watching this video. I went 15 minutes over my time, but that's all right. I'm sure something that was said here was beneficial to you, and I so appreciate you. Take this opportunity now, sign up and get Unlock Your Magic.